Experience has taught me that training programs aren't the best way to train. I did a couple of videos on it, and they're worth a watch because they explain the downsides of training programs. But I was asked, do you have any routines you can recommend for a woman trying to build lower body muscle with exercises from all 3 movement patterns? Or can you point me to resources for putting together those routines? So in answer to that question, here goes. But it's going to get freaky. I don't train calendar days like Monday and Wednesday, and I don't train times per week. The clock in the body recognizes light and dark, not fractions of 7, and so this working week has no place in the training of the human body. You stimulate, you recover, you supercompensate. The stimulation is the training, the recovery and the supercompensation is a sleep and eat. To me, how many times you do that in a week isn't a prospective issue on a Monday morning. Yeah, I think I might train 4 times this week. It's a retrospective issue at the end of the week. Train 4 times this week. But here are some basic rules to steer you over a period of time. Now, cobbling this together would create a retrospective routine of sorts. Imagine a perfect world where someone had perfect biomechanics and movement patterns. Then, the exercise choice would be bend, lunge, squat, lunge. But that's not the real world. I see gyms and classes crammed full of people making exercise choices, thinking exercise choices and routines are going to make the difference. Thanks to Elliot Intensity for this, and reference his weekly Gym Idiots for further examples. Now, I'm not trying to pick on this girl. In fact, I thank her for her contribution in illustrating this point. She's a PT. She posted this performance, and I'm concluding she's proud of it. Here's the feedback sandwich. Compliment. She's great for turning up to the gym and doing her thing. You go, girl. Here's the non-personal criticism. This girl's been lied to. This girl's been given a system that produces this. How do you know that? Because she's a PT and learned this system from PTing. The basics of the system are: step 1, choose an exercise. Step 2, do that exercise with correct form. Step 3, progressively overload that exercise. But I think that this is what happens when you build a routine around exercise choice. See, she's focused on squat as an exercise. The exercise involves a stance, a setup, a rack and a bar. And she thinks the point is to lift the weight, Malcolm X style.
By any means necessary.
The routine is repeating the process over and over, adhering to step 3. But here's the problem. If the stance and setup are locked in, then the overload becomes intensity, volume, recovery, or tempo. But get Ziggy to replay your archives of gym users you've seen. You know that over time, Rule 2 gets ignored in favour of Rule 3. Now, if it was a one-off, you could say, blame the player, don't blame the game. But I think the game's fixed. And here's a sandwiching compliment. You can't fault a commitment or a guts. It takes a strong mental attitude to try and lift more than you're capable of. But imagine if she had a different system. Imagine if she was taught that the squat isn't an exercise, it's a pattern. The pattern had certain features that made it a squat. Without these features, wouldn't be a squat. So now she's searching for pattern perfection and just trying to find as many different ways to do the pattern in her training with the features of a squat. Okay, features might be neutral neck, thoracic extension, external rotation of hands and feet, femur heads going back and lateral during the hip hinge. And after that, knee or hip break, feet width, turnout, and even range of movement are the variety. Yep, depth is a variable. A well-executed quarter squat is still a well-executed quarter squat. And there are reasons that you might throw that into the mix occasionally. Just like a well-executed rack pull is a staple of Olympic lifting training. But this is not a quarter squat attempt. It's a squat attempt performed by hook or by crook. And crook won. And there were 2 other accomplices to this crime. The man standing behind and the cameraman. And I know the cameraman was an accomplice because it wasn't posted secretly and posted as a fail. It was filmed with full knowledge of the participants and posted as a trophy. This is a mindset, a belief system. And if the belief system produces this result, change the belief. The belief is in the routine. So remove the routine. No more this week's squat session, which is the same as last week's squat session with a bit more weight. Then this missy misdemeanor could have been avoided. Exercise choice isn't the GBH that you inflict on your body, and routine isn't the repeat offences that get you a lifetime membership in physio prison. I'm going to propose another way of looking at exercise choice and routine, but I'm going to do that in my next video. Because actually, I think I need to report this. With training partners like that, I think I'm witnessing a hate crime. While I'm gone, hit the like. Have your say in the comments, babe. If you like my vibe, please subscribe. Woo! Woo!